Hello everybody. Now the following lessons are where things start to get really interesting and pretty exciting really, because they're all about choosing products to sell. So we're going to cover various different suppliers in China, in Europe, and we're also going to talk about domestic suppliers as well. Now it's really important that you go through all of the following lessons before you start to take action and choose products that you think you want to sell on Amazon. So we've got an FAQ download about choosing a product to sell. We've got choosing a product to sell part 1 to 4 video lessons. And then we've got 2 lessons about how to find out if your product needs approval from Amazon. So there's a way to find out whether or not you are permitted to sell a particular product on Amazon without first requesting approval. But as well as that, I want to make you aware of a few things here before you even start on the following lessons. And this is really important. This first thing here is about selling products that are aimed at children under 12. Now this is for Amazon US. You will be expected to provide a copy of the Children's Product Certificate, or CPC for short. All right, now as you go through the following lessons, you'll find out that China is a great place to source our products from. There's a huge choice and the prices are very good. However, a lot of the suppliers in China will not have the Children's Product Certificate for the products that they're selling aimed at children under 12. Some will, so the best suppliers will, the most established suppliers and those that have a really established business where they do a lot of exporting to North America, they often will have the certificate, but many of the others won't. Now, if it's Europe, there are some products that you sell in Europe that will require the CE mark, so European conformity. Now, it's the same situation. Products for children under 12 will require this, or most of them anyway, and you will often find that suppliers in China do not have this certification and the products do not have the CE mark on them. Now, not all products are required to have the CE mark, only some. But again, only established suppliers who do quite a lot of exporting to Europe. Now those suppliers, you can expect their products to have the CE mark on them, but there will also be many other suppliers in China whereby their products do not conform and they do not have the CE mark on them. So, as you progress through the following lessons about choosing a product to sell, open another browser tab so that you can do a Google search at the same time. There are millions of products, as you can imagine, so this is something that you do need to do yourself. For example, let's say that I decided that I want to sell a waterproof dog jacket, so I would do a Google search to find out if there are any certificates required to sell dog clothing in the country that I want to sell in. I might type something like, do I need certificates for selling dog clothes in the US? Or required certificates for selling dog clothes in the US? Now, there are no required certificates for selling dog clothes in the US, so if you do a Google search, you're not going to find anything related to that. But if we change the word dog to baby and do a search for that, what you're going to find out is that you're going to see all the results for the Children's Product Certificate, and that is the requirement. If we change US to EU and we do a search for what certificates are required for selling baby clothes in the EU, you will be able to find the relevant information there. Okay, now here's a tip. If you want to sell any products aimed at children under 12, ask the supplier for the certification before you do anything else. So ask to see the certification relevant to the country that you are going to sell in. If you're going to sell in the US, ask to see the relevant certification for the US. If you're going to sell in Australia, ask to see the relevant certification for Australia, and so on. All right, so you get my point, because you don't want to waste time on a product that may not have the required certification. And here's another tip. Avoid any pet products that could cause harm if the product is faulty or made from unsuitable materials. One that comes to mind straight away is dog shock collars, and I'm talking about the type that administer an electric shock to the dog via the neck, either when they bark or through a controller. If the dog's doing something you don't want it to do, you press the button. All right, so I don't need to explain what could go wrong if these are faulty. And cat collars, again, if these are faulty, it could strangle the cat. Pet clothing made from flammable material, well, again, needs no explanation. Dog toys made from the wrong materials can cause a lot of harm, even death. And pet flea or tick collars contain chemicals, so if these are not up to the standard, then could cause some damage to the skin or worse. All right, now as you progress through the following lessons, you will hear me speaking about other things that are unsuitable as well, such as anything edible or anything topical, for example, creams that go on the skin. So these things are also unsuitable for importing from China. And you can hear more about that in the following lessons. So please keep these things in mind as you progress. Okay,